Hey everyone, it's CL, and for today's video, I am actually filming blind. Like, I can't see a thing. I took out my contacts because my eyes were really itchy, and then I had my glasses on, but when I was filming earlier, I noticed that there's like a huge glare and it's very distracting. So I'm not even wearing my glasses, so everything in front of me is blurry. I hope I'm in frame. If I'm like looking off at the ceiling, we're just gonna roll with it because I have no clue what I'm looking at. My eyesight is very terrible. But I do have to tell you that I am having a lot of first world problems today. For one, I'll give you one example because I think I'll put all my first world problems in a different video. But for one, like my dad keeps asking me about my YouTube channel. He's like, CL, I watch YouTube and I can't find your videos. Can you help me find your channel? Because I want to see it. I can't find it. Can you help me? And I always keep on saying like, oh yeah, I have to download something, right? I keep saying I have to download something, but really I don't. But I keep putting it off. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll download it for you later. I keep saying later. I keep saying, oh, I'll do it later. I'll help you find it later. And he keeps asking and asking, and then eventually I'll have to give in. But I'm kind of avoiding it right now because it's weird. I don't want him to, on one hand, I do want to show him. On the other hand, like, I'm too embarrassed. I'm not doing anything bad, but I feel very shy and insecure. I don't know why. All right, so for today's video, now this is something, every time I go to the gym, because I'm on the treadmill for like an hour, just walking, you know, just taking a leisurely walk on the treadmill, and I will watch like YouTube videos. I'll catch up on my YouTube videos, my Booktube videos, and it's where I come up with like ideas, and also is just where I enjoy watching YouTube, right? But I have found that the more and more I'm watching YouTube, the more confused I am with it as a whole. Like, it's not very consistent, and the more I watch, the more confused I get, and it just doesn't make sense. So that's what I wanted to talk through today, how YouTube just does not make any sense to me. So I have a very brief list here, but I want to talk through this, and somebody tell me if they have noticed this as well, and if they're confused also with YouTube and how it makes no sense. But let's go ahead and get into it. So this is not in any particular order, but it's just how I jotted it down. But one of the things I always thought when I first started watching YouTube and people started to get successful, in my mind, I always thought, like, if you were really beautiful and you had good content, that would automatically equal popularity and success. Like those two things, it just made sense to me. Like, why wouldn't you have 1 million subscribers? But I have noticed, and I don't know what it is, maybe it's an algorithm thing, I don't know, but there is one person that I follow, I subscribe to, and I just really love her channel. I think she's very she's a smart girl. She's super beautiful. She's like a model, a professional model, and she's very down to earth. Her videos are good quality, and it just surprises me. She is someone that when I come across her channel, in my mind, I just assumed that she would have at least 1 million subscribers, and she posts regularly, and I just don't understand why she only has less than 100,000 subscribers. And that's what doesn't make sense to me. She seems like she's hitting all the marks of what would make you successful, and yet she's still under 100,000 subscribers, and she's probably been on YouTube 3 or 4 years. So that right there just doesn't make sense to me. So on the flip side of that, there are really popular YouTubers that have 1 million subscribers. So there's one person in my mind that I think I was subscribed to them at one point. I go back and forth subscribing and unsubscribing, but regardless, they always show up in my recommends. But this person has 1 million subscribers, right? And I noticed that they live in Los Angeles, and YouTube is pretty much their job, and they're always like showing videos of them like buying things, redecorating their home, just pretty much doing what they want, traveling. But then I was just curious because I was like, wow, well, this person doesn't really post that many videos. I don't see like a lot of sponsorships. How is it possible that she can live in a very nice apartment in Los Angeles? And out of curiosity, I just kind of looked it up on Social Blade. I just typed this person's account on Social Blade just to see like what their monthly earnings are, just out of curiosity. On Social Blade, it says their it says their monthly income is only like $30,000 a year. Now, if you know anything about Los Angeles, it's very, very expensive to live there. So if this person is barely making any sponsored videos, they post videos sporadically, and yet YouTube is their full-time job. Per Social Blade, they're only bringing in $30K a year. Like, how is it possible that they're able to sustain their life in Los Angeles? Like, it just doesn't compute, you know? So in that sense, I feel a little bit confused. Now, I know that I don't know the ins and outs of their life, but if we're just basing it off posting consistently, the amount of sponsorships, what the value on Social Blade says, and they shouldn't be able to live in Los Angeles and spend money all the time redecorating their home, just doing whatever they want, traveling. Like, it just doesn't add up. So that right there, I'm just confused. Like, how is this possible? But then you have those YouTubers that are really good at posting consistently, you know, but the video quality isn't that great. But at the same time, when you look on their Social Blade, they're racking in like $150,000 a year, and yet they only have like less than 200,000 subscribers. Like, the person with 1 million subs makes much less than the person who has less than 200,000 subscribers. Like, I am so confused that it's not consistent, right? Like, I just can't make sense of it all. But kudos to all those people who are making money, you know, if that's their career. Kudos to them for working hard, putting up those videos. But for an outsider, and I think it's because I just like overthink things. Like, when I'm watching all these YouTube videos, I just start to think in the back of my mind, like, why doesn't this make sense? Why doesn't the math add up? And why is there no consistency? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. So another thing that I thought while I was watching all these YouTube videos, I kind of feel like, you know how like advertisements and magazine covers, or like magazines in general, they are known to have a bad rap. Like, oh, this is why women have a complex about their bodies, because those pictures on magazine covers are photoshopped and airbrushed. Like, that is not a real person, right? So this kind of popped in my head that when I watch YouTube videos, sometimes I feel like YouTube and maybe social media as a whole is kind of the replacement to magazines. Like, I don't even look at magazines too much anymore. I don't subscribe to any. I barely purchase any from the store or anything. But it feels like YouTube has replaced that stigma in a sense, like how magazines like Photoshop everything. With YouTube, it's kind of the same thing, right? With YouTubers, like especially the popular ones, they show you the best part of their lives. You see like their big house, they're traveling, they have nice furniture, they always look nice. Even when they take off their makeup, they look flawless. Since YouTube content is very much purposely edited to come across a certain way, to kind of come across perfect and flawless, it kind of has replaced magazines in the sense that if you watch all these other YouTubers, it's kind of turned into, at least in my opinion, like the more channels you watch where they really put out the best part of their lives, like it's very flawless and edited purposely to look flawless. If you watch a lot of those types of videos, it can start to get to you like, oh, these people are super successful, their home looks nice, their clothes looks nice, they have lots of money, they look flawless. Like, it can start to get to you. It can, in a way, in my opinion, it can also make like the average person feel like they're not living up to what they should be living up to. Does that make any sense? And maybe I'm singled out in that opinion, but that was my thoughts on that. Do let me know down below in the comments if you agree or disagree. You know, I'm very open to other people's perspectives, because maybe it's something that I haven't thought about, or maybe it's something that I just overthink, which is possible, because I am definitely an overthinker. But at the same time, things just don't seem to add up sometimes. Like, I just can't make sense of things. This is my video for today. I was just doing some reflecting on YouTube as a whole and how it didn't make sense. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.